Friday Comic-Con, JoBlo, Jimmy O. We're about to talk to the Defenders. I can't wait for this one. They're coming down the line, so we're keeping this quick. Get ready for it. The Defenders.
I can tell you that with Daredevil Season 2, the Frank Castle from that show, he wasn't the Punisher. He's a man who's unhinged, reeling from this personal trauma that happened to him, and he was very much living in reaction to that. He had a mission, and that was to brutally kill everyone that had to do with his family's death. I think what we'll see in the Punisher show is what's next. What do I do when the mission's complete, and how do we go on? How do we live? And I think that's where we'll start. That's probably all I can tell you about that. You're just gonna have to tune in and watch. I think that changing Frank with change. Frank doesn't change that much. He doesn't change well. He doesn't do well with change. I think that's one of the real complexities and the fun with the character is that he's still a human being, and we do change and we are affected. And what do you do when you're so set in your ways and people change you?
Looks like I got here just in time.
I want to find out where your character is going to go this season. I'm so excited to see where she's going to go with Defenders.
I want to find that out too. Unfortunately, I can't tell you that.
I know. I mean, what are you looking forward to? What changes are you looking forward to moving into this?
I mean, I really enjoy that Karen's been kind of becoming more independent. For a while there was a scene in the second season where Matt asked her if she would want to go to Columbia and become a lawyer, and I loved that we didn't do that she didn't follow in their footsteps, that she went off and made a name on her own. If anything, she's following Ben's footsteps, and he was such an important part to her growth and becoming a strong young woman in this city. So yeah, I like that, and I hope that we continue that trend.
Nice ears.
They're horns.
I think what's important is what's the best adventure for them to go on, and how do we stay true to these characters. And yes, you can go and do a Defender story where they all get together, but is that the best way to tell the next Daredevil story, or the next Iron Fist story, or the next Jessica Jones story? It really comes down to what is that show? What is the truth of that show? Where are those characters? What are they doing? What's the next adventure for them to go on? And so I'm not very concerned about big or epic or any of those things. Those are wonderful moments, and those are extraordinary challenges that we did with Marvel's Defenders or any of our other shows. But when we're telling those stories, what we try to do the best we can is to tell stories that people feel like that feels right. That character is a story that I really want to see more of. I think it's important that people understand that Marvel Television makes the shows and puts them on Netflix. So it's a choice that we make as partners as to the kinds of stories that we want to tell. They certainly have the ability to be able to say whether or not we continue, and they've been great partners in that way and enabled us to be able to tell some really fantastic stories. But when people say things to us like, so is there a chance we're going to get to see a Defenders 2? That's ultimately not our decision. That decision is something that, however Netflix decides things, they will say to us, this is what we want. And so, it's sort of like we're the best bakery in town, and they're coming in and ordering all these different cookies, and I don't know whether or not I'm going to have to come up with a new kind of cookie until someone says to me, you want more cookies?
Well, you've been in a huge amount of big movies like Alien and Ghostbusters. Now you're stepping into the Defenders. Yes. What brought you here?
The very high heels I get to step into for this character. She's really good. I think modern character, very rich, very interesting. I've never played anyone like her. And also I liked the shows. I like these shows because I'm a New Yorker, and I feel like these heroes are, they're real people with certain gifts, but also a lot of flaws. The situations, to me, are very interesting, and I think the show's really well written and beautifully acted. Great acting and really good writing, great character development, very interesting relationships. The whole world I thought was very cool, and Kristen plays such a kick-ass woman. I think the best female heroine I've seen on TV in a long time.
The thing about war is, it only works if both sides believe they're the good guys. The truth is, we're not so different. We fight to get back what was once ours. But in the end, and this is the end, it's just a city. You'll get used to watching them fall.
I think we're safe for now. We need to figure out our next move.
No, there's no next move.
And there is no we.
What is that? We're not here to eat.
Are those pork? No, that's shrimp. Oh, this guy's got pork.
God, you're weird.
I'm not looking for super friends.
Shit.
That doesn't matter. Can't fight these people. Not even with whatever it is your hand can do. It's cheap.
It's not.
They're hunting our friends, our families, and they're not gonna stop there.
More death is coming. And the only thing keeping Manhattan from crumbling to a pile of dust is the four of you.
The war for New York, it's over.
Not yet.
Nice ears.
They're horns.
I can see you've formed a kind of bond. I promise you it's temporary.
Electra.
They will disappoint you.
Jessica.
Like it or not, we belong out there together. I'm glad we found each other.
I'm not hugging you.
It's been a long week.